Welcome to the January 28th meeting of the Brookhaven Town Board. I call this board to order, and with that, if we would all stand and pledge our flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
Justice for all.
indivisible,
and justice for
and
all.
justice for all. And with that, we'll take our 1 moment of silence. Our thoughts, and for some of us, our prayers, should be with those seeking to be vaccinated. My thoughts and prayers today, and I believe all of our board members, is that we get people who want to get vaccinated as soon as possible, that we avoid all the snafus that there have been to date, and we move ahead to get this vaccination underway, and we put this virus behind us, this pandemic behind us as soon as possible. So let's all offer a moment of silent reflection, thought, or prayer, whichever, on that issue. Thank you, and I'd ask our clerk to call a roll, please.
You can ask your vaccinated clerk to call the roll because I had my vaccination yesterday.
God bless.
Yeah.
God bless. I'm still waiting. I go online all the
I
time.
used the app and I was able to get an appointment for myself and my husband. All right, so Council District 1 is vacant. Councilwoman Bonner.
Here.
Councilman Laval.
Present.
Councilman Legurcio.
Present.
Councilman Foley.
Here.
Councilman Panico.
Here.
Supervisor Romaine.
Present.
You have a quorum, sir.
Great. We'll start with we will go right to reports to the board, and I know the clerk has a report.
Yes, I have a report of revenue for the town clerk's office for the month of December in the amount of $47,913.95. May I have a motion to accept this report item?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, we have communications consensus agenda. We have 3 items, and Councilman Legurcio, you're muted.
Yes, I move item C-0028 to C-0032.
You know, that communications consensus agenda only has 3 items. Okay?
Right.
I moved it. I'll
I'm
make
sorry,
that.
let's just back up a second, because what happened, Mr. Legurcio, you were reading off the numbers for the consensus agenda, and we're actually on the communication consensus agenda, which is different. Those are 3 items.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent.
Thank you, Mr.
And I'll second that.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Highway consensus agenda.
And on the highway, we have 1 item. May I have a motion to accept the highway consensus agenda item?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Now we go to the consensus
Motion carries.
resolution agenda. Now, Councilman.
Okay, I move item C-0028 through C-0032.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And we move right to the resolution agenda, and we start off with Councilman Legurcio.
Thank you, Supervisor. Resolution 0086 of 2021 is authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to execute a property access agreement with Altice USA through its legal entity CSC Holdings LLC to provide broadband communication services at Town Hall. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 87 of 2021, authorizing the 2021 trap, neuter, and return pilot program to be classified as a program for public good, with the town of Brookhaven as co-sponsor of the program, and thereby qualifying for coverage under the town of Brookhaven programs for the public good insurance.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
This should help reduce the feral cat population by trapping them, making sure that they're neutered safely, or spay or neutered safely, and ensuring that the feral cat population will not expand. The next resolution is Resolution 88 of 2021, authorizing the waiver of the pooch pass and the dog owner pass fees for the year 2021 to encourage the use of the town of Brookhaven's dog parks.
I'll second that. And I think Councilman Legercio and I are co-sponsors as the two council people with dog parks in their district.
Right. The county has dog parks, but the town does too. We have one in Selden, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And we have one in Middle Island.
Yes.
And they're used a lot. A lot of people have dogs. And sometimes rather than walking them on a leash, it's easy to let them run and be a little frisky. And that's what our dog parks are for.
Having been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Resolution 0089 is adopting the Suffolk County multi-jurisdictional multi-hazard mitigation plan. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, Resolution 90 of 2021, authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with the village of Poquat to promote cooperation between the town and the village assessment functions. And I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Resolution 91 of 2021, amend the contract number 201-40098, yard waste transfer, transport, and disposal. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 92 of 2021, authorizing a change order number 2 to contract number 202-00038, E-1 flare system installation, rebid. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
93 of 2021 is authorizing permission for the Suffolk County Board of Elections to use the Mastic Recreation Center, New Village Recreation Center, and the Rose Caracappa Senior Center as polling place for the years 2021 and 22. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
94 is motion to table.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Table, can we have a date to where we table it to?
February 25th,
Thank you.
2021 at 2:30 PM.
Okay, we will
Thank
table
you.
it to that time.
Resolution 95 of 2021 is setting a public hearing to amend Chapter 85 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven entitled Zoning, Article 25 entitled Overlay District, Section 85-734 entitled Application Procedure. And I checked with our town attorney. This has to deal with the Munsell Road Road Improvement District down in Michael Legercio's, Councilman Legercio's area in Medford.
I'll second that.
That public hearing will be heard on March 11th, 2021 at 5:30 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
96 of 2021 is authorization for the supervisor, deputy supervisor to enter into an amendment to the subrecipient agreement with Brighter Tomorrows Incorporated. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
97 of 2021 is award of contract and property registration champions, LLC, doing business as Pro Champs for the project. Quote, select a third-party property management company to operate the Town of Brookhaven's mortgage in default registry. This is pursuant to RFP number 20-12. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I just, on that prior resolution, the Town of Brookhaven is joining other towns like the Town of Babylon. The floodgates are going to open. Foreclosures, which have been stayed for nearly a year now in state Supreme Court, are going to be coming forward. Each one of the council members you see on your screen is eminently aware of what is going on in our council districts, in our communities with regard to squatters pursuant to the abeyance of evictions. This is all going to eventually come to a head. The state is doing their part to try to help people, but ultimately there is going to be some fallout, and we've enlisted the support and help of this third party to ensure that this burden, which is a financial burden on any municipality, does not fall on our taxpayers. And we're going to bring in outside help to try to ensure that the quality of life in this town continues to be at a high level.
And the banks take care of their property.
Correct.
It's the hope. Okay, I'll second that. That was the second or
No, he was talking on the
resolution?
On the resolution.
On the prior one.
resolution. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 98 is authorizing the termination of caretaker agreements with Jane Edsel and Ian Buchanan. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 99 is a bond resolution authorizing the issuance of $2,225,000 bonds to pay the cost of construction or reconstruction of sidewalks, curbs, gutters, North Country Road in or said Fort Town. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Is that a
I'm
bond?
sorry, this is a bond, so we're going to do a roll call vote. I'm sorry, because I'm texting back with my staff in the meantime while trying to do this. So let's start. Ms. Bonner, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mr. Laval?
Yes.
We have Mr. Lugercio,
Aye.
Mr. Foley,
Yes.
Mr. Panico,
Yes.
and Supervisor.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Resolution 100 is the determination of the premises at 19 Bellevue Avenue, Brookhaven, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti LLC, setting a public hearing by which the owner or other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove the same. So moved.
Second.
That public hearing will be held on February 25th, 2021 at 2:30 p.m. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 101 of 2021, approval of capital professional service requisition in excess of $25,000 for payment of services to be performed by RU Environmental Engineering and Geology DPC in connection with the engineering services for Mott's Pond remediation project. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
102 is setting a public hearing on a proposed license agreement between the town of Brookhaven and the Mastic Beach Property Owners Association for an existing bulkhead and pump out station utility shed located in Mastic Beach, New York.
Second.
Mr. Romaine, that public hearing will be held on March 11, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries.
And I just on that, I want to thank Lee Raitt, who's been doing a lot of work. This is still a bit of a cleanup from when the town got a portion of the 8 miles of Riviera Drive from the village and just settling out the lot lines. That way the people at the Property Owners Association can get all the necessary permits to reface their bulkhead. So Lee has been doing a lot of work on that. 103 of 21 is authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to execute an agreement with Cisco Systems Incorporated to provide the town with a service access management. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
104 of 21 is authorizing 2 agreements with not-for-profit organizations to provide trap, neuter, release, otherwise known as TNR services in the town's pilot program for feral cat population. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
105 is authorizing the use of 16 Sealy Street in Brookhaven, New York by the Brookhaven Fire District and waiver of site plan requirements and building division fees. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Carries.
106 of 21 is determination of the premises at 99 South Haven Avenue, Mastic, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cash and Spinelli and Ferretti LLC, and setting a public hearing by which the owner or other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That public hearing will be held on March 25th, 2021 at 2:30 PM.
Thank you.
March 25th?
March 25th, I have, yes.
Okay, thank you.
107 of 2021 is the determination of the premises at 00, also known as number 32, Whiskey Road in Ridge, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cash and Spinelli and Ferretti LLC, and setting a public hearing by which the owner or other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove the same. So moved.
Second.
That public hearing will be held March 25th, 2021 at 2:30 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 108, authorize the Commissioner of Finance to amend the 2021 adopted capital budget to establish a new project for Michael Murphy Park restroom renovations to be funded through a budget neutral transfer. So moved.
Second.
Second.
Oh, sorry.
It's actually Neil's area, but we're collaborating on this one, so.
Thank
So
you, Ms.
you're
Lavelle.
going to pull back your second, Ms. Bonner, and you're going to let Mr. Foley have the second.
Pull it back.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 109 of 2021 is the authorization for the town of Brookhaven to accept a grant allocation from the U.S. Department of the Treasury authorizing the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021 to administer an emergency rental assistance program. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 110 of 21 is authorizing the waiver of site plan requirements and building fees for alterations to the Mastic Beach Fire Department, Fire District substation. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
111 is determination of the premises at 195 William Floyd Parkway, Shirley, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cash and Spinelli and Ferretti LLC, and setting a public hearing by which the owner or other persons having interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That public hearing will be held March 25th, 2021 at 2:30 PM. Motion carries.
Resolution 112 of 2021 is authorizing the town board of the town of Brookhaven, acting on behalf of the 9 ambulance districts within the jurisdictional boundaries of the town, to establish a district user fee schedule, permit the billing and collection of user fees for all ambulance services provided, effective August 1st, 2021. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 113 is 2020 various operating budget transfers. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Resolution 114 of 2021 is authorizing the program guidelines, policies, and procedures for the Brookhaven Coronavirus Housing Assistance Program being administered by the Long Island Housing Partnership on behalf of the town of Brookhaven using CARES Act funds to provide a residential rent and mortgage arrears assistance program. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And the last one for the day is 115 of 2021 is setting a public hearing to solicit public comments and citizen participation for the Community Development Block Grant funded activities for the 2021 Annual Action Plan to update the 5-year 2018-2022 Consolidated Plan pursuant to 24 CFR Section 91.105. So moved.
Second.
So that's actually, we're doing 2 dates for, so it'll be 2 separate public hearings. The first will be held on February 22nd, 2021 at 5 PM. And the second will be held on April 5th, 2021 at 2 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, that completes our resolution agenda. I do believe there's a few other things that we can still do before we go to public hearings.
We can set dates.
Yes, we can, and that's what we're going to do right now. There's a resolution to set a date for a public hearing to amend the Uniform Traffic Code to be heard on February 25th, and I'll so move.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, Mr. Panico?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I think that's all the business we have except the public hearings, which start at 2:30 in 8 minutes. So I'm going to ask for a brief adjournment till 2:30, and then we'll be back at 2:30 to do public hearings. So I move for a brief adjournment till 2:30.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we'll be back at 2:30. Okay, we're back from our brief adjournment. It is now 2:31, and we will start public hearings. And the clerk, I believe, public hearing number 1, which is amendments to the Uniform Traffic Code, is going to be withdrawn. So I'll make a motion to withdraw public hearing number 1.
Second.
Ms. Spano, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to withdraw carries.
Okay, we are on to public hearing number 2.
Public hearing number 2 is introductory local law number 1 of 2021. To consider enacting an introductory local law amending chapter 20 entitled Departments and Bureaus of the Town Code of the Town of Brookhaven. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days, no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal and newspapers. My office has received the signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper. Should the board render a decision today, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action.
Okay, we have our deputy town attorney, Jennifer Lutzer, to explain this and answer any questions.
Good afternoon, Supervisor and members of the town board. We are seeking to amend Chapter 20 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven in order to relocate the divisions of the animal shelter and general aviation from the Department of General Services to the Department of Public Safety. Such relocation is highly consistent, best suited with the duties and responsibilities of the Department of Public Safety, and would improve efficiency and services for our residents.
Thank you. Any questions from board members? Okay, we have no comments. I looked at the chat box. There's no comments on this public hearing.
That is correct.
So with that, I'll make a motion to close this public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to close carries.
And I have the resolution of adoption of local law number 1, amending chapter 20 of the town code of the town of Brookhaven entitled Departments and Bureaus. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we are moving on to public hearing number 3, and my understanding is that this is going to be adjourned to March 11th at 5:30. Is that correct?
Yes, and this has been previously opened, so we
So
will,
I'll make the motion to adjourn it.
thank you. Can I have a
March
second?
11th, 5:30.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment
Aye.
March 11? Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we're on to public hearing number 4, which I understand is going to be adjourned to February 25th at 2:30.
That's correct. I'll take a motion to adjourn to February 25th, 2021 at 2:30 p.m.
Okay,
Second.
I'm sorry, who was the first on that? Was that the supervisor?
I
Legurcio?
think that-
I didn't hear a first. I only heard a second. So can I have
Jane,
a,
be the first. Jane, be the first.
I'll be the first.
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
okay.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now we're on to public hearing number 5, which I'll allow the clerk to open because we are going to hear this one today.
Yes, the public hearing number 5 is determination of the premises located at 118 Beaver Drive, Mastic Beach, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73, pursuant to the engineer's report of Cash and Spinelli and Ferretti LLC. The owner or other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days and no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received a signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper. Should the board render a decision, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action.
Okay, and we have the irrepressible Brendan Sweeney to explain a little bit about this.
Good afternoon, Supervisor and members of the town board. So this public hearing is for 118 Beaver Drive. The owner is a Barbara Rothblatt, who's owned it since October 8th of 2004. There is no mortgage on this property. Taxes are unpaid since the last year's tax bill, and then obviously it includes this current year as of right now. The county would be eligible to take it for back taxes after December of 2023. It's verified vacant, but never has it been registered with us. There is asbestos present and 2 inspection dates were conducted, one on November 2nd and one on January 7th of this year.
Looks like fire damage.
I was going to say there was a fire at this property on February 20th of the past year that just happened, 2020. And it should also be noted that literally across the street from it at 110 Beaver, there was also a fire 2 years ago. So this street kind of has a history of, recurring fires in nearby locations. We have not received correspondence with either the owner or any representative of the owner since we opened this demolition public hearing and the process for it. It's a 34 by 42 wood frame single-story residential structure on a concrete foundation over a crawl space. It's clad with vinyl siding and brick and an asphalt shingle roof and is in poor condition because of the devastation by fire. Portions of the siding, soffits, the fascia, and the roof sustained extensive damage. The roof structure, as you'll see from the interior, is severely compromised. The siding and soffits in certain portions are melted. As you can see, also one of the doors is actually partially melted as well. There are portions of the exterior walls that have been destroyed and are open to the interior. The interior is also destroyed by the fire and the water that was used in the firefighting operations. It's strewn with trash and construction debris, and there's smoke damage throughout. Unsanitary conditions exist throughout the interior with serious fire damage to load-bearing walls and the roof structure that is observed in areas of the building. Extremely hazardous conditions exist at the interior, posing a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the public. The building is boarded up, but the site is not secure, constituting a public safety hazard. Per Inspector Incogliato's inspection that he conducted yesterday to see if conditions have changed, he noted that the conditions have not changed since they did this inspection in November. For violations, we have from the following: from the 2020 Property Maintenance Code of New York State, Chapter 1, Sections 101 and 107, Chapter 3, Sections 301, 302, and 304. From the 2020 Fire Code of New York State, we have Chapter 3, Sections 301 and 311. And from the Code of the Town of Brookhaven, we have Chapters 49 and 73. Pursuant to the above definitions, the building is considered unsafe, lacks maintenance, is in an advanced state of disrepair, unfit for unit occupancy. Due to its very poor condition, rapid deterioration, and sustained fire damage, the engineers and inspector believe this site poses a threat to the health, safety, and general welfare of the public. Based on the prior mentioned inspections, the owner has not completed the necessary repairs to make this structure habitable. It is thus their recommendation that it is to be demolished.
Okay, any questions from board members?
I'll just comment that I visited this property myself recently with a civic leader, Frank Fogarino, from Mastic Beach. The place, as you see, as anyone sees, is an absolute disaster. In fact, this morning I was notified somebody ripped the front board off and the law department is having it reboarded. I know that we are very conservative in our approach, and there is the ability under the code to take down, not even pursuant to a public hearing when it's such a danger. I would say this is on the borderline, but we chose to go through this hearing to give anybody with an interest in the property the ability to come to this hearing. We advertised it, and I look forward to the 30th day when we can take this disaster down.
Okay. We have no one in the chat room, and I don't believe we have any speakers on this public hearing. So is there a motion, Mr. Panico, to close?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to close public hearing number 5 of January 28, 2021.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I have a resolution of adoption determining the premises of 118 Beaver Drive, Nastic Beach, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Gash and Spinelli and Ferretti LLC. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we are on to public hearing number 6.
Public hearing number 6 was adjourned from the December 17th, 2020 meeting. It is the determination of the premises located at 9 Clark Street in Mastic, New York, as unsafe.
And it's been opened already, so Brendan
Yes.
Sweeney, informative as you are, could you tell us a little bit about 9 Clark Street?
Absolutely. So the owner listed is Walter Forstman Jr. Our town portal has it that he owned it since February 13th, 2019. It's my understanding that there was a couple of estate issues. He received it from his late father. There was a little bit of a transfer issue. He only got it in November of 2019. No mortgage. In terms of taxes, I checked this with Suffolk County because it seemed odd. There's unpaid from the 2017, 2018 tax bill, but the subsequent years, including up until this year, are paid. Because of that unpaid one, though, the county would be eligible to take it after the end of this year, 12/20/21. But as you know, Supervisor, they are backlogged right now.
Yes,
It's
they are.
verified vacant. I think that might be a mistake. There isn't asbestos on this one. I have one of them that I made a mistake of that. In terms of inspection dates, we have November 2nd of 2020, and Inspector Incogliato went out yesterday in 2021. In terms of violations, we have a litter violation in 2011 that was cleaned up by the owner both times. Tall grass and litter violation in 2019 that the owner cleaned. A litter violation again in 2019 they cleaned. There was another one in 2020 that they cleaned. And then there was one that just recently occurred in 2020 that we cleaned in 2021. A lien will be put on the property for that. We initially boarded this home back in 2011. In terms of contacts, we contacted Mr. Forstman Jr. at a couple of sites. We also contacted some other additional relatives. I have received correspondence from Mr. Forstman and also his expediter. I would make it known, I was actually going back and forth with the expediter last night and say 15 minutes ago. Mr. Forstman works for, I think it's UPS. He's unavailable to attend this hearing. They did not let him have the hours off to come and speak. They were requesting an adjournment. I did send that message to Councilman Panico. The architect that they have to draft up the plans for this permit that they're taking out recently obtained COVID between when we adjourned it back in December and now. So they requested an adjournment of just another month so that the way they could finalize the plans and submit it to us. I told them the moment they have the plans ready, get it to me. I'll get it downstairs to our plans examiner and we'll have everything reviewed as quickly as possible so that if we can get them a permit so that they can begin working to fix it, we'd be happy to assist. Now, in terms of the home itself, it's a 34 by 67 wood frame, 2-story residential structure with a basement resting on concrete block foundation. It's clad with vinyl siding and an asphalt shingle roof and is in extremely poor condition. The vinyl siding is brittle and disintegrating. The siding has fallen from the structure in large areas, leaving the exterior sheathing exposed to the elements. There is a hole through the interior on the east side of the building. The roof is old and worn, and based on conditions observed in the interior, it's not watertight in segments. The gutters are broken and filled with vegetation in areas, and at the front of the building, a window is open that you saw previously that allows for easy access for trespassers. The property is densely overgrown and has trash in areas. The interior was also in poor condition with trash, construction debris, and miscellaneous household items throughout. Ceilings have fallen due to the exposure to moisture. It's unsanitary, and there was suspect mold found in various areas from the basement to the first floor. The basement was damp and water penetration through the foundation wall, as you can see right here, is observed. The building at the time they came by for Cash and Spinelli and Ferretti was not boarded up and the site is not secure, constituting a public safety hazard. As noted above, that front window allows easy access. Conditions per Inspector Incogliato was that they have not changed since the report in November. In terms of violations, we have from the 2020 Property Maintenance Code of New York State, Chapter 1, Sections 101 and 107. We have Chapter 3, Sections 301, 302, and 304. From the 2020 Fire Code of New York State, we have Chapter 3, Sections 301 and 311. And from the Code of the Town of Brookhaven, Chapters 49 and 73. Based on the pursuant to the above definitions, the building is considered unsafe, lacks maintenance, is in an advanced state of disrepair, and unfit for human occupancy. Due to its very poor condition, rapid deterioration, the engineers and inspector believe this site poses a threat to the health, safety, and general welfare of the public. Based on prior mentioned inspections, the owner has not completed the necessary repairs to the structure. It is CSF's recommendation that it's unsafe, and if it cannot be reasonably repaired and construction completed in a timely manner, it should be demolished.
Okay, and there's no one wants to speak or submit any written response?
Like I said, I spoke with the expediter via email previously. We actually were going back and forth right before we started this hearing. He had requested an adjournment for his client because like I said, his client, Mr. Forsman, is actually working at this time. I said I would forward it to the board so that you guys are aware of it and you would make the determination.
Councilman Panico, this is in your district. What is your pleasure?
I fully understand. I know who his expediter is. I understand he's actively working. So instead of having this hearing again, as this didn't happen overnight, people on the block are living with this in their vicinity. What I propose doing is closing the public hearing, voting, if the board votes in the affirmative, giving 60 days as opposed to our traditional 30. That way the expediter owner and everyone involved have time, double the amount of time that we usually give to get all of that paperwork into you, Brendan. That way you can help them get permits to fix this up. Similar to what is hopefully going to be a success story at 19 Overlook, that disaster. Finally, we gave the last try on that one, and that one is currently under construction, which is good to see because as Councilwoman Bonner and I, Councilman Foley, were talking before we came online, we don't want to take down homes. We want to get to the point where we don't have to take down any more of these homes. We don't revel in doing this, but we are not going to allow our neighborhoods to be victimized by these blights. So it is my proposal that we close the hearing, vote on it, and if so, give 60 days.
Okay, so first let's take a motion to close the public hearing. Thank you, Mr. Panico, and I'll second it.
I'll move to close in a second.
Yes, I have you moving and Mr. Romaine seconding. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Then we'll take your second motion, which is to extend the demolition.
To adopt with 60 days, is that correct?
Yeah, I have a resolution of adoption determining the premises at 9 Clark Street in Mastic, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti, LLC. And I'll note that on this resolution of adoption, we are giving the owner or other persons having an interest in the premises 60 days to get their paperwork in.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's paperwork for permits, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Motion carries.
we are on to the last public hearing of the day, public hearing number 7.
Yes. Public hearing number 7 is determination of the premises located at 128 West Bartlett Road, Middle Island, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti, LLC. The owner or the persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days, no more than 20 days in one of the Legal Town newspapers. My office has received the signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper. Should the board render a decision, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action.
Okay, we have Brendan Sweeney to talk to us a little bit about 128 West Bartlett Road in Middle Island and what some of the issues are.
Absolutely. So this is owned by a 14 Convent LLC. They purchased it on September 12th in 2019. They have one mortgage that is with exactly how it's spelled. I know it looks like it's a misspelling, but it's, I would say it's Onion Shops LLC that started the same day that they purchased the property. Taxes are unpaid since the last cycling tax bill. County would be eligible to take the property after 12/2023. It's verified vacant with us. There is no asbestos. And we've had 2 inspection dates conducted, one on November 2nd of 2020 and one on January 27th of 2021. All litter violations were cleaned by the owner except by one that was done in 2008, which was a prior owner. It doesn't mean that the owner actually did it. It just means that somebody came to the site and cleaned it up. It could have been scrappers or anybody else what that violation was. We initially boarded this in 2007. We installed a padlock onto a door in 2008, but it wasn't a full reboarding. And then we reboarded it again in 2020. We contacted them at 3 different sites, including also the mortgage holder, so that they were aware that this hearing was going on. But to this date, I have not received any correspondence with the owner or a representative for the owner for this property. It's a 22 by 32 wood frame single-story residential structure with a basement on a concrete block foundation. It's partially clad with vinyl siding and an asphalt shingle roof. The roof is old and worn, and based on conditions as you'll observe in the interior, it's not watertight. The roof ridge line is sagging, the remaining siding is damaged and deteriorating, and the exterior wood sheathing is rotting. There are holes through the sheathing to the interior in numerous locations around this building. The fascia and soffits are dilapidated and missing. On the west side, the top of the exterior wall is open to the interior. Gutters are broken, they're missing, or they're hanging in areas. There's a large crack in the foundation wall, as you previously saw on the north side of the building. The concrete steps at the rear are cracked and sagging. The property is not maintained and there's trash in areas. There was a chain link fence that was also broken. The interior is also in extremely poor condition. The thresholds is rotted away at the front entrance. Water damage, spongy flooring is temporarily covered with an oriented strand board. Many areas of the ceiling have fallen due to prolonged exposure to moisture. The roof sheathing is water damaged as seen through open ceilings. Suspect mold is also present, and you'll also see that at various points, the baseboard copper fin tube, as you see right here, has been removed, as if some, squatters came and scavenged what they could. Inspector Incogliato noted when he went yesterday that the conditions have actually worsened since this inspection report was conducted by Cash and Spinelli and Ferretti. For their violations, we have from the 2020 Property Maintenance Code of New York State, Chapter 1, Sections 101 and 107, Chapter 3, Sections 301, 302, and 304. From the 2020 Fire Code of New York State, we have Chapter 3, Sections 301 and 311. And from the Code of the Town of Brookhaven, we have Chapters 49 and 73. Pursuant to the above definitions, the building is considered unsafe, lacks maintenance, is in an advanced state of disrepair, and unfit for viewing and occupancy. Due to its very poor condition and rapid deterioration, the inspectors and the engineers believe the site poses a threat to the health, safety, and general welfare of the public. Based on prior mentioned inspections, the owner has not completed the necessary repairs to the structure. It is thus recommended that it be demolished.
Okay, do we have any speakers on this? Any communication from anyone regarding this? Any questions from the board? No questions? Councilman Lugercio, this is your district. What is your pleasure?
I move to close public hearing number 7, Supervisor.
I will
Second.
second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to close carries.
Okay,
Supervisor, I have a resolution of adoption determining the premises at 128 West Bartlett Road, Middle Island, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cash and Spinelli and Ferretti LLC. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
okay, if that's the end. I'll take a motion to adjourn this town board meeting.
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adjourn carries. Thank
Have a
you.
good day, guys.
Good day, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, bye-bye.